Hi, Rick Wells. I got a problem. I saw a tweet that came out from this hagbag Samantha Power, our UN ambassador, which there's two things we don't need in that statement, UN and an ambassador. But setting that aside, we got one, and she's about as liberal friggin', she's not even an American. Why is a non-American? Why is an Irish liberal communist from Chicago married to the Cass Sunstein, the liberal nut job wacko communist from Chicago, being our stinking ambassador, our representative to a global communist organization? I don't know. We don't need one, and that's a whole nother topic. But she sent out a tweet 2 days ago, or a day ago, on the 22nd. And the subject matter of that tweet is this. It says, September 2016 Refugee Summit will follow a 9-month effort by U.S. and partners to mobilize new commitments for resettlement, schooling, and support. And this is the invading Muslim population, the Islamists. If we behave ourselves, they won't be terrorists, and if we misbehave, they'll shoot us up enough to make us fall back into line. Population from Syria or wherever they're come. Just attach a label that says I'm from Syria, and they're Syrian refugees. So this thing is following really closely with the whole climate change theatrical orchestrated presentation that just completed. It started with some speeches, and then the Pope said he was going to get involved, and then he made his little encyclical, and then he came over here and sold it personally, and Hussein Obama took a trip up to Alaska to sell us on the fact that in the summertime ice melts, which means that the planet's heating up beyond control, and where the erosion up on the little village that he went to meant that sea level was rising, when actually it meant that the beach or the shore was eroding from friction, which happens up there and always has happened. Anyway, it's following. That was oddly enough about a 9-month plan as well. Well, 9 month in the rollout stage. And now we got this thing here. It's going to be a 9-month plan in the rollout stage. And it will culminate with the annual Bullcrap Festival in New York, or the annual meeting of the United Nations, as it's also known. Okay, so you got that, and then she sends this out here with a picture of these pathetic-looking people, mom and kids, cowered in some broken plaster thing, saying, we must not forget, refugees are the first victim of terror, not its source. Yeah, well, for us, they're its source. And there won't be these little kids coming over here, they're not going to be the ones with the guns. It's going to be others. It's going to be others. And it'll be others coming in their name. And it'll be others brought over in their name. So anyway, here's the plan. Here's it coming out. President Obama, which, he ain't no president, his name probably ain't Obama, but plans to host the United Nations Summit next year on global migrant crisis. And then it says here, the list of refugees unfortunately continues to grow. At the same time, the international community, which means us, and from her point of view, in a two-part thing. Us and then whoever else they can force, because it's about creating a global caliphate, not just a U.S. caliphate. Well, they got the UN, they got Trudeau up in Canada, and they got us with our phony baloney communist president creating the North American caliphate, where they import all these refugees, terrorists, to the U.S. and Canada to get us whipped into line so that we can all become good little Muslims. And then they got the same thing going on in Europe, which is, you know, Europe's going to explode, or it's already on the verge of exploding. It's going to explode. So, you know, they can become good little Muslims, and if they behave themselves, they probably won't have too many of them get shot up or blown all to hell. And if we're good, and, you know, and turn over and say our prayers 5 times a day, we'll probably be all okay, as long as we can learn out which direction to point to find Mecca. So there's a two-part thing. It's getting us in line and getting everybody else in line, and then we'll all come together and say our Allahu Akbars, and everything will be great. Everything will be rosy. Yeah. So, and in the meantime, you know, the Christians, the infidels, well, they all gotta go. So anyway, you see here, this list of refugees continues to grow, blah, blah, blah. And then this year has shown painful clarity that our existing systems, approaches, and funding are inadequate to the task at hand. So not only we have to fund all this bull crap for the planet that doesn't really exist, but so they can get rich and fat, and give up our rights so that they can get rich and fat under a world government. But now we gotta fall in line and become rich and or become slaves to these rich and fat cats. What's in it for us? Why would any idiot do that? Why would any sane person do that? An idiot would do anything. And they obviously think we're idiots. But they're going to do it. They're going to ram it through. Just like everybody knows this stupid climate crap is nothing, is nonsense. They still did it. They still got $500 million for the first installment to this bullcrap Green Climate Fund. You know, it's real money. It's in our budget. It's going to the UN. Congress says it isn't. It's gone, basically, thanks to Paul Ryan. So to say this doesn't happen because our Constitution doesn't allow it, these people don't respect the Constitution one instant, one iota. It's happening. It is happening. So you got this other. She called for a vigorous, sustained effort that will also seek new commitments to help migrants resettle, translate, invade, educate themselves. Well, they ain't educating themselves. We're educating them, paying for their education, and find jobs. So those are jobs that they're finding. Who would those otherwise be going to? Americans. Why is this friggin' Irish woman and her friggin' Kenyan comrade, why are they telling us that we got to find jobs and all this other manure for these people that got no dang right to be in our country, who hate us, who want to blow us up, who want to kill us, who at best don't want to assimilate? What the heck is our obligation to them? None. What the heck are these two and their army of infidel haters and their friggin' oligarch comrades, Marxist, communist, American-hating individuals who have taken over our country? What are they doing telling us? And more importantly, what are we doing listening? What is Congress doing? Not doing anything. It's Christmas time. They know. She makes this announcement 2 days, 3 days before Christmas. They know they do that deliberately because they know that nobody's in town. People are distracted. There's nobody on Facebook. There's nobody on the news. There's nobody to talk about it. All the pundits are gone. They're with their family. Nobody's gonna question it, and it's gonna gradually just get accepted. No, we don't accept this stuff. We don't accept this stuff. This is a declaration of war, people. This is a declaration of war. They're coming after us. They're coming after us. Pay attention. Merry Christmas. This is our Christmas gift from the communists. It's an alarm clock. Wake up. Merry Christmas. Let's get busy.